ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। निधाय हृदि विश्वेशं विधाय गुरुवन्दनं बालानां सुखबोधाय क्रियते तर्कसङ्ग्रहः. Okay, so Gurutvam we completed last time. So we'll go into Dravatvam, or otherwise known as being fluidity. Okay. Okay. All right. How does that go? Okay. Adhyasya Sandana Samavayi Karnam Dravatvam. Okay. Asamavayi Karnam Gurutvam. Asamavayi means non-inherent. Okay. Samavayi, Asamavayi we will deal in detail when he comes to it. Okay. Adya Sandana, in a liquid substance, that which causes it to flow, okay, is called fluidity, dravatvam. Prithivi vyapta chejo vritihi. Prithivi apaha tejo vritihi. It is there in earth, okay, water and light, meaning fire. How can there be in earth? Earth can also be fluid when it is coming out of a volcano, okay, avalanche, etc. Okay, yeah, right. Tad dividam sansadikam naimitikam cha is twofold: natural and depending upon a reason. Okay. Samsadikam jale, like what happens in water. It is natural, inherent in it. Fluidity is inherent in water. Okay. Naimitikam Prithvi Tejasaha. It's because of a reason in Prithvi and Tejas. Why? Because there has to be a cause for it. No? Like what? Here it is. He says, Prithiviyam Dritadau Agni Samyojam Dravatvam. On earth, meaning on earthy substances, meaning any solid substance is earth, okay? That will gain dravatvam, like a metal. It will gain dravatvam when you add ghee and fire. Okay? Rava will gain fluidity when you add ghee to make it kesari. So it will become nice and fluid first, na, before it becomes solid again. So that is part of the dravatvam we are talking about, okay? Yeah. Okay. Okay. Tejasi Swarnado. In Tejas, Tejas means light and heat both are taken, okay? But generally they focus more on the light aspect. Therefore, something like gold will become dravatvam, will gain dravatvam when it is heated up enough. It's heated up enough and becomes liquid. Okay? So we are generally talking about a change of state in these. Artificial dravatvam happens with a change of state. Natural dravatvam is inherent in fluids and mercury. So that is natural dravatvam. And all fluids and mercury, or artificially created because of heat, etc., or other reasons also. Simple. This is just an observation that they made and taken it from there. Then viscosity, snehatvam. Okay. Churnadi pinda bhava hetu gunaha sneha. This would be something like cohesion in science, okay? Cohesion and addition properties in science, this will be what is that sneha. He says, what makes a pinda, whether it is mud or anything else, stick together? Okay? When the churna is just powder form or granular form, when that can be made into a pinda, sticking to each other, he says that hetu guna is sneha. Jalamatra vritti. It exists in fluids alone. Any fluid can help make a churna into a pinda. They have not added things like ghee, etc., because ghee is solid at room temperature, generally, unless you melt it. Therefore, they said jalamata vritti. But if you create artificial fluidity in ghee by heating it, then the same property will come there also. Okay. It's simple, nothing must be seen into this. Okay. Then sound he is taking. Kshotra grahya gunaha shabdaha. That guna that can be grasped only by your ears is called shabda, sound. Okay. Akasha matra vritti. All Oriental philosophies take sound as a quality of Akasha. Why? Probably because sound is an energy and that energy has to travel in space. Or they assigned 5 gunas to the 5 elements. And very easily observe Prithvi, smell, Agni, temperature, this, that, etc., etc., etc. Then what was left behind was sound and Akasha. Therefore, parisation, by the logic of what is left out, they put sound into Akasha. Okay, all right. Sadivida Dhvani Atmakaha Varnatmakaha. It is twofold. Dhvani Atmakaha. Okay. Dhvani is, any sound can be called a dhvani. Thunder is dhvani. Okay. The noise of a tree falling down is dhvani. Any noise can be called dhvani. Or varnatmakascha. That which is represented, that's those sounds which are represented by alphabets. So all language will become varnatmakaha. Whatever language it is, including mathematics, okay? Varnatmakaha. Yeah. Dhvaniatmakaha bhairyadi. Drums, etc. Even if you are taking man-made, dhvani is drums, etc. So where will you put instrumental music? Dhvani, okay, yeah. Unless the instrumental music is playing a song, then it becomes varnatmakaha. Yeah, be careful of that. Okay. Varnatmakaha Samskrita Bhashadi Rupaha. Adi Padat, all bhashas, all languages. Sanskrit Adi Bhasha Rupaha. Very simple and clear. No? There is nothing much to be discussed or explained or anything. This is just their paradigm of functioning. Observe things, this is it, this is how we do it. Okay, simple as that. Okay, then it comes to jnanam, cognition. From here the real thing starts. Sarva vyavahara hetu gunaha buddhi jnanam. All kinds of vyavahara. The vyavahara is translated as communication in this book, which is wrong. All type of functioning, the hetu for that is knowledge. Any function that you do, the reason for that functioning is hetuhu buddhir jnanam. You are walking from your house to the station. What is the fundamental thing necessary for it? Should know where the station is, no? And how to get there. Making a cup of tea, lot of knowledge is involved. Correct? Relating to somebody, huge amount of knowledge is involved. Tell me anything, any human activity where knowledge is not involved. We say we are living in a knowledge dominated world, all bunkum. It was knowledge dominated all the time. Yeah, there's always knowledge. And there's always people's knowledge that made them survive and achieve. You think the primitive hunters didn't have knowledge? In the forest you require a lot of knowledge to hunt. Otherwise the hunter will become the hunted. Yeah. You are hunting a tiger and the tiger turns around and backtracks on you and you become the hunted. Because you are smart enough to recognize, mera piche pada hai koi. So it takes a nice big circle and comes up behind you. And you are going in circles not even aware what the guy is doing. You are so busy following the tracks, you don't know what the guy is doing. He's creeping up behind you. So a lot of knowledge is involved. How do you come to that? So whether you are a primitive hunter, knowledge, any vyavahara is dependent on knowledge. It's important to see this, Yeah. That is why in Adhyasa Bhasha he discusses, Shankara when he is discussing Adhyasa, restricts himself to Pramana Prameya Vyavahara. Why? Once knowledge is all other activities will come into the picture. Once you know, action will come in. You don't have to separately talk about action. Because knowledge is prerequisite for any action. That knowledge may be right, wrong, appropriate, inappropriate, all that you can discuss later, which we will discuss. But some understanding, some knowledge is necessary for any vyavahara. Now he is making a very, very beautiful definition here. Thus sa dividha, that knowledge is twofold. Smriti rupaha anubhavascha. We all take anubhava experience, anubhava experience, anubhava experience. And I have been always telling you, anubhava is knowledge. Tarka also. Smriti, memory, and apprehension, knowledge. Anubhava is put as knowledge in traditional writing. It is not taken as experience. So to take it as experience, really speaking, is inappropriate. Is not correct. Anubhava is jnanam. That means what? Now you have knowledge, which is twofold. One is remembered knowledge, Smriti, that will come under Smriti. One is fresh knowledge that you are giving here, Anubhava. Yeah, I am seeing your dress for the first time, Anubhava. That is Anubhava. Yeah. That is clear Anubhava. Are you getting this? Okay. Anubhava now equals knowledge. Okay, yeah. Then what is Smriti? Okay. Samskara matra janya jnanam smriti. Samskara matra janya jnanam smriti. That knowledge which is born of the samskaras you already have inside is called smriti. You saw something. Hey, that reminds me of the atomic theory in science. So the atomic theory in science is smriti. Why it is samskara in your mind? The knowledge exists as samskara. When something triggers it off, it manifests as knowledge, as your memory. I saw those photographs. I remembered my holidays in Andaman Islands. So all that remembering smriti. But that's also knowledge, because you gathered the knowledge of what you went through. No? You have knowledge of what you went through. Therefore, it is put as smriti, memory. But it is not put as pramana-janya jnanam. It is put as samskara-janya jnanam. Born of your samskaras. Not pramana-janyam. Not born of a pramana. This is yellow color is pramana-janyam. Born of your pramana, your eyes. This yellow reminds me, I had lemon rice last night. I didn't, it's just an example. So that memory, what you had last night, samskara-janyam, that is not pramana-janyam. It's samskara-janyam. Memory is samskara-janyam. That is why it is not strictly spoken as knowledge. Because samskara-janyam. When you are discussing about theories of knowing, epistemology, we will stick to pramana-janya jnanam, not samskara-janyam. Why? Memory can be very subjective. Memory cannot be a pramana. It can lead to some conclusions, some inferences. Memory is highly unreliable also. Okay, yeah. You all know that. Okay, therefore, samsara janya smriti. Then he puts in a sentence here in the commentary, samskara dvamsa ativyapti nivaranaya jnanamiti. Why are you putting the word jnanam there? Because the samskara may be destroyed also, no? Samskaras don't always last with you. Some samskaras go. Thank God. Only then fresh samskaras can come in. So, ativyapti nivaranaya. So that it will not go into destroyed samskaras, we are talking about samskara janyam jnanam. They put the word jnanam. Because it is giving rise to a knowledge, no? Some remembrance, some vritti is there because of that. Gatadi pratyaksha ativyapti varanaya samskara janyamiti. To make it a separate category from pratyaksha jnanam, we are putting it as samskara janya jnanam. Pratyabhignayam ativyapti varanaya matrapadam. Samskara matra janyam is there. Why matram? Born only of a samskara. Because there is something called pratyabhigna. Now what is pratyabhigna? See this phone? This is the same phone I used in the camp. You recognize that? This phone is that phone. That phone is this phone. Did you recognize that? That is called pratyabhigna. You wore this kurta last Sunday as well. So this kurta, last Sunday you wore this kurta, this Sunday also you are wearing it. That knowledge that this and that is same, that is called pratyabhigna. The recognition that that and this is one and the same. Are you getting the idea? As an example.
Yes, Swamiji, we have done it in Dakshinamurti Sutram.
Yes, we have done it in Dakshinamurti Sutram also. Yes. There it was with respect to the eye. Pratyabhijna with respect to the I. I was the same person. जब मैं बिल्कुल बच्चा था, बहुत शरारत करता था. That guy. क्या रंगीन जवानी था. That guy. As a youth. अब तो बिल्कुल बूढ़ा हूँ. This guy. All the three are one and the same guy. Pratyabhijna with respect to I. Now samskara matra, that when you put the word matra there, pratyabhijna will not get included. Why? Why will pratyabhijna not get included when you use the word matram? Only samskaras. Come on, think.
That thing is not continuing in the present. It is just a memory.
Exactly. Perfect answer. Because in pratyabhijna, there is I present now, na? This is not memory. I now is anubhava jnanam. That I am here is not pratyabhijna. I am here is self-evident. Or if you are using pratyabhijna to an object, this phone is pratyaksha janyam. Correct? Was the phone you had in the camp is samskara janyam. Therefore, that samskara janyam smriti, that camp phone and this phone is something is the same, is called pratyabhijna. Therefore, pratyabhijna has a pratyaksha component to it, a present knowledge component, a pramana janya component to it, and that pramana janyam is the same as the remembered item. Are you seeing that difference between only samskara janyam? Arey, I went to Mukabika temple, it is so nice. Memory, samskara janyam. The priest I saw there was the same priest I saw 10 years ago. That is pratyabhijna. That is pratyabhijna. If the priest is in front of you. Otherwise, both are memories only. Are you getting the idea, the difference between pratyabhijna and memory? If there is any doubt, please ask, because it will be important later on. Okay, we'll go ahead and see when it comes to that. Okay.
Can you give another example to make it more clear?
What have you made for lunch today?
Sambar and vegetable.
Have you made that sambar sometime before this week?
No.
Last week?
Yes.
So the sambar you made last week is the sambar that you are going to eat today?
No. I will eat the sambar that I made today.
Exactly. You will eat the sambar that you made today, but isn't it similar to the sambar that is made? Pratyabhijna. You are using a pair of specs to make it more accurate. Was the same specs you used yesterday? Pratyabhijna. This specs is the same specs I used yesterday. Absolute same. Sambar may not be the same. Thank God. Yesterday sambar, today is okay, but last week's is a little bit dicey affair. So can you see any example like this? When you recognize one and the same. Now pratyabhijna can be used for, Arey, you are the same guy I met yesterday, na? I saw you in the lecture yesterday. Weren't you there? Same, pratyabhijna. This guy I am meeting today was the same guy I saw yesterday at the lecture. Some lecture, whatever. Don't ask me what lecture, and that's not the important thing. This lecture guy. Because I'll anticipate somebody asking me a question. Swamiji, you spoke something about a lecture. So, Ati Vyapti Nivaranaya, I am negating it, okay? All right.
Swamiji,
Yeah? Shoot.
if you apply this to say people, it becomes very specific example.
Yeah, yeah.
But if you apply it to objects, it becomes very generalized.
Yeah, that's okay. Wherever is applicable is applicable, yeah. Like phone, it is applicable, no?
Yeah.
The phone that you saw me using the camp is the same thing.
Hmm.
Yeah. What's happened now? Oh, I pressed some wrong buttons. Okay. So pratigna can be with objects and with respect to the self as well, or with respect to another person. It depends on the contextual usage of it. Okay. Okay. Then what about jnanam, anubhava? It says, tad bhinnam jnanam anubhavam. Other than samskara janya jnanam, what knowledge you gain is called anubhava. Now he is deliberately not using pramanaganyam. Normally we would say pramanaganyam. Correct? If it is not smriti, what is the knowledge that is not memory? What you are getting by a pramana. Now when we say what you are getting by a pramana, it has to be accurate knowledge, valid knowledge. But your knowledge may not be valid. Because you have to take into account cases where your knowledge is not valid, he is using this smriti bhinna jnanam anubhava. Why? Look at it. Sadvida, it is twofold. Yathartho ayathartho cha. In keeping with what is there in front of you, not in keeping with front of you. Meaning valid knowledge or erroneous knowledge. When you see the rope as a rope, valid knowledge. When you take the rope as a snake, invalid knowledge. But both are your anubhavas. Both are jnanam. Erroneous or true. So an anubhava is a broad way of looking at knowledge. It's a broad way of looking at knowledge. Where he says, valid knowledge, invalid knowledge. Yathartha jnanam, ayathartha jnanam. So valid knowledge is confirmed. This is not valid. How do you differentiate? We will come to that. But are you getting the idea? Anubhava is your cognition. That's why they translate it as cognition, not experience. Anubhava is knowledge, cognition. May be correct, it may be false. So how is it correct and false? Let us look at that. Clear up to here, no? So now on, when you hear the word anubhava used in any darshana, whether it is Nyaya, Sankhya, Vedanta, etc., it stands for what? Your cognition. It doesn't stand for experience. Because in our vernacular languages, new knowledge is anubhava. Because in our vernacular languages, we use anubhava as experience. Why the difference? Because Sanskritam, purified, refined language, precise language. Whereas our local languages, regional languages are non-precise languages. They are used for convenience of expressing your thoughts or hiding your thoughts, both. Yeah. Therefore, a regional language may not be very precise. Sanskritam is used precisely. Yeah. Therefore, we can say What you will do will depend upon your anubhava. Now look at it. What you will do will depend upon your anubhava. People can take it as experience. What is my past experience? No, 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 no. Your past experience can be anything. What was your cognition of it? What is the knowledge you gained of it? Depending upon that, we will do. Because of my past experience, I had a cognition. All men are dogs, can't be trusted. That's a cognition. That's not your experience. Well, you're not experiencing all men anyway. Can you see? When you make a statement like that, I will not trust a man again because all men are cheaters. It's a cognition that you had. It's a knowledge that you have gained. Ayathartham. Ayathartha jnanam. Not true. Not yathartha jnanam. But anubhava, cognition. Why? It is not that you experience all men. You were cheated by one man. Are you getting what I am trying to say? All pongal is sweet. Anubhava. Cognition. Why? Because the pongal that you ate was sweet pongal. But there is salty pongal also. Therefore, the cognition or the conclusion you drew from whatever you gone through, jnanam, that remains in your mind is jnanam. That's the knowledge. That's what you gained. Therefore, anubhava is jnanam. Take it like that. Okay.
Swamiji,
Yeah?
in Vedanta, we say Atma Jnanam comes from Pramanajan.
Yeah.
How will the Tarka put it?
We will see. Because we will talk about valid and non-valid language. There he will clarify it. Next verse. Yeah. Therefore, yathartha anubhavaha. Tadvati tat prakartaka anubhava yathartam. Okay. Tat prakarakaha tadvati. Exactly true to what is there. Such an anubhava, such a cognition is called yathartha. Like he gives an example. Yatha rajate idam rajatam iti jnanam. When you take a piece of silver as silver, it is called yathartha anubhava. Se eva prama iti uchyate. This is called prama. Therefore, for it to be prama, it has to be pramanajanyam. And anadigata abhatita pramanajanyam it has to be. Those qualifications will come in later. Yeah. Therefore, to be called prama, first it has to be yathartha jnanam. What is yathartha jnanam? It has to be true to the object in front of you. Now, how you will gain it is the next step. We will go into that. How you will gain prama, when actually pramana comes into the picture there. Okay. Yeah.
Swamiji,
Yeah.
but for me to say a silver is silver, I have to rely on my smriti as well, right?
No. Smriti in terms of that, all knowledge is to an extent dependent on smriti. That's a different thing. That is general.
Okay.
That is a general thing.
Not this one.
Yeah, not specific. See,
Okay.
generally, you build up on the knowledge you already have. No?
Correct.
That is a different thing. Yeah. That is an entirely different thing he is talking about. Yeah. Okay. Yes, sambandha asti tat bhavati. Yeah. Okay. Then what is ayathartha anubhava? Tad abhavavati tat prakarakaha anubhava ayathartha. Tad abhavavati. That which is not true to what is there. But tat prakarakaha anubhava. You are taking it as some form. Yatha shuktika vidara rajatam iti jnanam. Shutvikado idam rajatam shuktikau idam rajatam iti jnanam. In a piece of shell, you are mistaking it for silver. A seashell is mistaken for a silver coin. Sa eva aprama iti uchyate. Therefore, now look at what he has done. Okay? What he has done. If you are looking at jnanam, first he took jnanam and said jnanam is twofold. Smriti and anubhava. What is smriti? Samskara jannik jnanam. Correct? Is the connection weak? All of you seem frozen. Yeah, connection is unstable. All right, fine. Can you all hear me? Someone respond, please. Okay, can you all hear me now? Okay, can you all hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
After a long time, I have to switch on to my phone. Okay. So now look at it again. He started by saying jnanam. Twofold smriti, anubhava. Smriti is samskara janyam. Anubhava is again twofold, yathartham, ayathartham. Yathartha is in keeping with the object that is there in front. Ayathartham is not in keeping with the object. Yathartha anubhava becomes prama. Ayathartha anubhava becomes brahma, where he is put as aprama. Clear? Yeah?
So, this is quite an overlap from Vedanta only. No, we have done this in Vedanta also. No?
Yeah. There's no,
Yathartha Jnanam and
oh,
Ayathartha
yes.
Jnanam.
Yeah, that much is common because that is logical. No? That much is common because it is logical. Vedanta is logical. But where will the difference come? All right, here where the difference comes. We are going to look into how do you gain prama, correct? Sundar's question. How do you gain valid knowledge? Yathartha jnanam, how do you gain? All right. Okay, now yathartha jnanam. Yathartha anubhavaha chaturvidaha, fourfold. In Vedanta, how much is it? Sixfold, right? Six pramanas. Here there are only four pramanas, okay?
Yes.
What is that?
Okay.
Pratyakshaha, anumiti, upamiti, shabda bedat. Fourfold. Perception, inference, upamanam, and shabda. Only four. So what have they knocked out? Huh?
Anupalabdhi. Yeah.
Anupalabdhi one, yes. What else?
Comparative knowledge.
Oh, comparative knowledge is upamanam, is there.
Deductive knowledge. Deductive knowledge.
Hmm?
Deductive knowledge.
What knowledge?
Deductive.
Deductive logic, yes. Arthapatti is knocked out. Therefore, anupalabdhi and arthapatti, anupalabdhi they will say it is dependent on perception. Arthapatti they will put it into anumanam. Okay? Okay. Then he says, all right, fourfold. Then he says, tat karnamiti chaturvidha pratyaksha anumana upamana shabda bhedat. Then the knowledge is born out of certain karanam. What is the karanam? For pratyaksha jnanam, pratyaksham is the anubhava, is the karanam. For anumanam, anupamati jnanam, anumiti jnanam, anumana is the pramana. Upamiti jnanam, upamana is the pramana. And shabda jnanam, shabda is the pramana. It is pramana, he calls it as karanam. Because what is the pramana? Prama karanam, isn't it? It's a karanam. What is a karanam? A karanam means a special cause. What is karanam? He says, asadharanam karanam karanam. What is unique? The unique cause is called karanam. Like for pratyaksha, do you need light? Do you need the earth on which you are sitting or standing? Without that, is there pratyaksha? You need a healthy body. But all there is not karanam. Karanam is actual seeing, pratyaksham or feeling. Therefore, this unique cause is called karanam. That which is directly responsible, immediately responsible, is called karanam. Mike Tyson's mother said, I am responsible for my son winning all the championships. Why? When he was young, I fed him well, So she fed her other children also well. Did they become world champions? That is sadharana karanam. It is not asadharana karanam. Asadharana karanam becomes karanam. Are you getting this? The understanding of special cause.
Swamiji,
Yeah?
yeah, Swamiji. It can be said nimitta.
Huh?
Nimitta.
It can be nimittam, it can be Efficient cause? It can be anything. But what is unique? Pakasya vannivatya karanam. For cooking, Shankara uses it as an example in Atma Bodha. For cooking, what is the asadharanam karanam?
Fire.
Fire. Without that heat, no cooking will happen. So, direct cause. So, it's called asadharanam karanam. Asadharanam karanam is called as karanam. Are you getting it? So, the special cause is called karanam. Is that question of karanam clear? Or doubt hai?
Can you give one more example of this karna?
Yes, Swamiji.
Okay. Your hunger must be satisfied. Okay. Your hunger should be satisfied. What is the asadharanam karanam? Food, no? Isn't food the karanam? So asadharanam karanam becomes your food. So wherever there is a special cause, Narayan, are you getting it?
Yep. There was a break we couldn't hear.
Yeah, that's why I said any special cause. For hunger you need food. Asadharanam karanam. So food becomes the karanam for getting rid of your hunger. You can get rid of it temporarily by other means also. No?
Can it be understood as immediate cause also?
Immediate cause, special cause. What is the unique cause? Yeah. That unique cause is called karanam. Then, what is karanam? Now, unique cause is karanam. But what is cause itself? What is karanam itself? He says, karya niyata purva vritti karanam. Purva vritti karanam ityukte. Okay. It minimum it has to immediately precede the effect. That's why Mike Tyson's mother feeding him is not called cause for him winning the world championships. Why? Because it's not immediately preceding. No? That happened in childhood. Ever since he was a teenager, he stopped staying at home. Therefore, whatever maa ki khana was long back. Since it's long back, it is not immediate cause. It is not considered karanam. Why? Niyata purva vritti is not there. Okay. Then, niyatam, it should be necessary. So many things can be there immediately previous. No? Hey, I went and wished Mike Tyson all the best before his fight. Just before his fight, before he entered the ring, I said, my best wishes with you. Is that karanam?
No.
You would have won it even without my best wishes. But Swamiji, he came and thanked you afterwards. That only proves he is a humble man, that is acknowledging all the different 101 things that may have contributed to his victory, but cannot be called as cause for his victory. Contributory factors can be endless. His grandfather also is responsible. Why? If grandfather was not there, Mike Tyson wouldn't have been there. No? Arey, you should thank space and time also, because the fight happened in a particular space and particular time. No? They cannot be called as causes. That's the general infrastructure that is available. General infrastructure available. Cause means it should be necessary for that victory. His coach can claim. Why? His coach put him through some hard training. Purvam niyatam, necessary, and purvam, it existed before the fight. Are you getting the idea? So that will be karanam. Will that become asadharanam karanam?
No.
Because the coach has trained a dozen people, all of them have not become world champions. So it's a cause, but it's not karanam. Definitely it's a karanam, but it cannot be put as karanam. Karanam is what he did in the ring. That is karanam. Are you all getting the idea of what it is? Karanam and karanam.
His training, the training that he has undergone, that can be a karanam.
Karanam, is it asadharana karanam?
No.
No, exactly. Asadharanam is what he has done in the ring. That is karanam. Whereas training definitely is one of the karanams. Now, are you seeing, when you say karanam and karanam, what is the difference coming in? Even in your life, it is necessary to look into this. Is karma yoga karanam or karanam for atma jnanam? Is karma yoga a karanam for atma jnanam first?
Karanam.
Why is it karanam?
It comes before and it's required.
Is it necessary?
Yes.
Why? Because it has to get your mind ready.
So the knowledge, gain the knowledge.
So what is karanam? What do you gain from shravanam? Exactly. What you gain from shravanam is called karanam. What you gain from shravanam is karanam. Jnanam, shabdam. Therefore, that becomes karanam.
That which is inherent is also karanam.
That which is
Inherent?
not necessarily. Cause can be outside also. There can be many causes. The unique cause is called karanam. It has to be unique.
So unique cause need not be inherent.
Inherent where?
In the karanam itself.
You're not getting, you're using the word inherent.
Completely correct.
Yeah, inherent, you're using the word inherent wrongly. Because as I said, there can be many karanams. The unique karanam is called karanam. So karanam naturally is a karanam. But the unique, like for example, for atma jnanam, karma yoga, your bhakti, your sadhana, all this is karanam for getting your mind ready. And in that mind, knowledge has to take place. What is unique? Shravanam, shabdam. So that is karanam. Everything else becomes secondary karanam. In fact, in Vedanta, it becomes secondary karanam. Yeah. That's why remember I said primary and secondary sadhanas. Primary is Shravana Manana Nididhyasanam. So let us say for Atma Jnanam, Shravana Manana Nididhyasanam is what is necessary. So three things are necessary. What is unique about it? Out of the three, what is unique?
Shravanam.
Shravanam. Therefore, Shravanam becomes Karanam. Are you all getting the idea? Therefore, for getting your mind ready, can you have a Karanam? Yeah, Karma Yoga, Bhakti, your sadhana, all that is Karana. What is Karanam? What is Karanam for getting your mind ready?
Many are there.
What is Karanam? I know many are there. I have mentioned many. What is Karanam out of that?
Karma Yoga.
It depends on you. What your mind requires, because each mind is different. Yeah. So what got your mind ready is Karanam for you. Now Karma Yoga we present as general. It's an easy method. It's a very, very effective, easy method. Are you getting the idea now? Your understanding is becoming more precise because of your Tarka studies. Asadharanam Karanam Karanam. Okay. Therefore, Kara Niyata Purva Vritti Karanam. There is something more to it, but that we will see later. Okay? Yeah.
Swamiji, can I ask a question
Shoot.
on yatharth and ayatharth? So how it is subjective, no? Because I may take ayatharth as yatharth.
Correct.
So how then, how it can be,
That's why how do you test the validity of something? We'll come into the picture. How do you validate knowledge? You are seeing, one person is seeing rope, one person is seeing snake. You go close and examine. What will come out of examining? Yes, ayathartham will disappear. Yathartham will remain. If it is a rope, the snake will disappear. If it is snake, the rope will disappear. If you are mistaking a snake for a rope, naturally the rope will disappear. If you have mistaken a rope for a snake, the snake will disappear. Whatever is ayathartham will disappear. Will be proved. Ayathartha will be proved wrong. Yathartham need not be proved wrong. Need not be proved also. It's yathartham as it is. Proof is your satisfaction. When you test a theory, what are you doing? Actually, you are testing to see it's true or not. Actually, or not becomes more important than the truth of it.
yes, so for Tarka, it's all for the purpose of Vyavahara, but because
Yeah.
we are doing Vedanta, we are also seeing in the light of Vedanta, so then when
No.
we apply it, we
That is different. Leave that out of it now. Yeah. So it remains within this much. Yeah. Okay. Then Karanam, there is a little bit more. We will see that next class. Okay. Yeah. Good place to stop. Okay. Om Tat Sat.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Swamiji.